just to titillate the audience by saying इसमें गाली गलौच है picture में, you know. But when you're hearing Tabu say those lines, they don't sound as harsh as perhaps when we would use that language.
कमीनी के कैरेक्टर्स और कुत्ते के कैरेक्टर्स
और वो उसी दुनिया का हिस्सा लगेंगे तो
राइट वी कैन मेक अ वेब सीरीज ऑफ कमीने कुत्ते
स्क्रिप्ट पे ऐसे लिखा है we've done the recce, we've done the prep, it will happen. Then when you reach to do that, it's
a task.
It was very tough. मैं क्यों अपने आप को टॉर्चर करना चाहूँगा?
Welcome to ETimes. My name is Sandesh Akre. Today we have with us the team of Kuttey. Firstly, Vishal sir, Arjun and Aasmaan, welcome to ETimes.
Thank you.
Great talking to you. Like, I want to firstly ask, like, K-pop genre is something that we see very less of in Bollywood. Like, is it as exciting to shoot that genre as it is, as fun it is to watch for us on screen? Anyone can
Not at all.
No, it's so taxing to shoot this kind of film. It's very, very difficult to shoot a K-pop.
Because of the complications in the script.
The nature of this genre demands, you know, like it has to be dark, it has to be night, and we have added rains like Kaminey.
Yes.
And you know, it's like a crime thriller or a caper, you know, it takes time, and especially this script demanded a lot.
Right.
And that balance of humor and characters being the way they have to be, while the story has to be running at a bullet speed, but the characters have to be talking about perhaps the most mundane thing which you will find funny, but they are stuck in a strange situation, you know. So, वो नाप तोल के बनाना, to be able to have that balance in a caper is very difficult. Ambience बना के performance and mixing genres, it's quite a taxing film. That
Aasmaan, for you to direct a film like this, firstly I want to know, like, what is your favorite in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, which are both Guy Ritchie films you must know. So, उसमें दो
very tough question.
Very tough. But I think Snatch होगी. I mean, not because it's more, it's, you know, directorially it's a better film because obviously second है तो that, but story wise I think Lock, Stock was much better.
I think Snatch का finesse है और Lock, Stock की storytelling है.
Okay. So what were the challenges you faced? Because for you as a debut director, first film this genre, so what were the challenges and how did you overcome it? Of course you had Vishal sir with you, but still on a personal level.
No, I never expected क्योंकि पहली फिल्म बना रहा था तो I never went in thinking के you know कि टफ होगा वगैरह. मुझे तो था कि हाँ स्क्रिप्ट पे ऐसे लिखा है we've done the recce, we've done the prep, it will happen. Then when I reached and it started going, I was like
क्या लिख दिया मैंने?
ऐसे होगा. मैं क्यों अपने आप को टॉर्चर करना चाहूँगा? मैं तो गया था कि ये स्क्रिप्ट लिखी है, पेपर पे तो लग रहा है कि
और अच्छे एक्टर लिए तो हो ही जाएगा.
एंड देन फिर जो कॉम्बिनेशन से चीज़ों के बारिश, एक शॉट मुझे याद है, एक सीन में है बारिश है, आग है, नाइट है और एक्शन है. आई वाज लाइक कि मैंने चारों क्यों इसमें डाल दिए कि स्क्रिप्ट में तो बहुत मजेदार था, बट देन व्हेन यू रीच टू डू दैट
it's a task.
इट वाज वेरी टफ. मतलब आई डोंट नो, मैं तो आई वाज ऑलवेज इन डाउट कि हैव आई डन अ गुड जॉब. तो मैं घर पहुंचता था, मैं पापा को बोलता था सोने के पहले, कि नाइट शिफ्ट होती थी, कि सोने के पहले कि आप, मैं जब तक जागूँ सब देख लेना, सारे रशेस देख लेना, बता देना कुछ अगर करना है, क्योंकि मैं आज भी वो लोकेशन पे जा रहा हूँ कि आज लास्ट डे है लोकेशन का, तो अगर कुछ करना है वापस बता देना. चेक करते हैं, बोलते कि नहीं मुझे तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. तो फिर उससे I
always say you should hear the script where you're going to shoot it, because इसी कमरे में जब बैठ के लिखो या पढ़ो या सुनो ना, ऐसा लगता है हाँ यार कर लेंगे 20-25 दिन ऐसे कर लेंगे.
ये करना चाहिए. गरम खेत में
जो मीज़ो से पिक्चर का ना वही पकड़ के बैठना चाहिए कि यार बारिश के बीच में बैठ के सुन लो कि भाई रात को कैसे फील होगा शूटिंग करते हुए.
But Arjun, for you, how was this genre? And are you like more comfortable with this genre, which is thriller? Because we've seen you in Ishaq Zadeh, which was kind of like thriller zone mein tha, and also Sandeep or Pinky Farah.
Yeah.
So how do you fit in this genre? How are you?
I mean, so this is for me. Caper is one of my favorite. So Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels and Kaminey are two reference points in my life that made me choose to be in this profession and make films. I love. मेरे लिए Caper is one of the most underrated genres because it actually appeals to human psyche and entertainment at the same time, because capers are mostly driven by human decisions. You know, in a split second, अगर आप left नहीं जाते, right जाते, तो पूरी कहानी और होती. I just love that feeling of making choices in a split second because most capers are time bound. Whether you look at Guy Ritchie's films, whether you look at Kaminey, it's characters making choices in split seconds. I think it puts you in a very momentary performance. You know, you cannot be thinking कि मैंने ये graph किया. You have to really react to the situation, and most humans react in very specific ways. You know, your personality dictates a reaction.
Yeah.
So for me as an actor, it was very exciting to play such a spontaneously dal badlu character. He always wants to save himself. He's always looking out for himself. The selfishness, that is a trait that is very modern. It's a very relatable trait. It's a trait that we try and hide. But circumstances bring it out. So for me as an actor, even in a thriller, I was looking for character traits that were very exciting. I've never played such a, I would hope likable, but a likable selfish person. Who doesn't actually mean too much harm. He just wants to protect himself.
Right.
So he's not the villain of the piece, but he doesn't want to really be a hero and save anybody.
Right.
So I feel in this genre to play a character that is not trying to be a hero or a villain, just trying to survive. And that's a very interesting space for me as an actor to explore. I've never played a survivor.
But would you rather play like a good-hearted criminal or a crooked cop? Which
Both. Why should I choose one? मैं सब करना चाहता हूँ. मुझे सब करना है.
Right.
और मेरी भूख है. मैं वो greed रखता हूँ as an actor. That's why I chose a film like this because I wanted to explore the slightly devious side of playing within the confines of law enforcement, the selfishness that might arrive, the needs and desires that you have as a human being, sometimes supersede the profession you're in.
Vishal sir, आपके लिए personally, which is that one memorable crime film you remember in Bollywood, perhaps, which is your favorite crime movie in Bollywood?
रिसेंटली तो अंधाधुन ही दिमाग में आके एकदम आई थिंक वो बहुत अच्छी बनी और श्री राम का आई थिंक बदलापुर भी बहुत मजेदार फिल्म थी.
I think Johnny Gaddar भी बहुत underrated picture है जो एक
Johnny Gaddar.
And also about Kuttey, so because we heard Nasiruddin Shah sir say कि अभी Kaminey हो गई, Kuttey हो गई, so next will be मैं तेरा खून पी जाऊँगा. How much is that likely to happen?
Actually, I have been listening these lines since Maachis की जब गुल्ला ने माचिस बनाई थी तो सब बोलते थे अगली फिल्म लाइटर बनाएंगे. तो ये सब चलता रहता बट मतलब ऑब्वियसली इस जॉनर को हम लोग कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे. जो कीपर का जॉनर है कि जिसमें कमीने थी, कुत्ते है और बहुत कम फिल्में बनती है. ये कोई अटेम्प्ट उतने अच्छे से करता नहीं. और कौन सी है मुझे याद नहीं है.
बहुत कम है
ये जॉनर में आई थिंक बहुत कम है. But is there a connect between, of course, we can't call it a sequel, but have you tried to retain that flavor of Kaminey?
Genre, it's the same genre.
Okay.
It's the same genre which Kaminey had.
Okay.
कमीने में पर ये दो भाइयों की कहानी थी. यहाँ ये अलग 6 लोगों की कहानी है जो कि आपस में कैसे जुड़ती चली जाती है. ये सारे कैरेक्टर्स की कहानी कैसे इंटरसेक्ट एक दूसरे से मिलती है आके.
Right.
So
the way I look at it is, if you want to just at a spiritual, cerebral level, Kaminey and Kuttey can exist in the same space. So the characters that are in Kaminey can also exist in Kuttey, and the characters that are in Kuttey can also exist in the story of Kaminey in some way.
yeah, they can crisscross.
They can crisscross.
Yeah, today if you make a film called Kaminey Kuttey, so Kaminey के characters और कुत्ते के characters
Correct, yeah, they can. और वो उसी दुनिया का हिस्सा लगेंगे दोनों.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we can make a web series of Kaminey Kuttey.
Arjun, for you as an actor, swearing on screen, okay, having abusive language as an actor and doing that on screen, is there any sort of discomfort, and how do you prep for a role like this, where you have to, because we have seen in the trailer there is that language.
I mean, the swearing doesn't need prep.
Yes, but when you do it on screen, is there any ऐसा कुछ?
I think you don't need to overthink it. I think you have to make it part of the character. इन चीज़ों के बारे में हम अगर सोचते रह जाएंगे ना, then it becomes heavy on your conscience. The way the characters are all speaking, they all sound like they're talking to each other in the same world. It would be abstract if one character is just talking that way and everybody else is not. Then it feels forced. Then you as an actor perhaps can say it's feeling like it's being added just to titillate the audience by saying इसमें गाली गलौच है picture में. The characters are reacting spontaneously and it's coming out, and I can say this quite openly. I think we've all had moments where spontaneously, when there is emotional changeovers happening, we all have used language that we are not personally used to using all the time. You know, we don't like to use colorful language, but it's been used. So these characters are in those situations and they're reacting. And there's a charm to it if it's done without trying to demean or trying to undermine or trying to make it harsh on the ear. So when you're hearing Tabu say those lines, they don't sound as harsh as perhaps when we would use that language. So it also depends how you use the language. It's not being done for effect. It's being done to showcase personality, to show the traits, and to get a point across. Sometimes you need to use certain words to get certain points across when you don't try and analyze कि यार मैं 4 लाइनें और लिख देता हूँ ताकि गुस्सा दिख जाए. कई बार एक शब्द में वो गुस्सा दिख जाता है, बट आप वो गुस्से के लिए वर्ड यूज करो, ना कि इफेक्ट के लिए. So it never bothered me as such.
Right.
I mean, I've done the roast, so I think that ship sailed a long time ago
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
But you got to make it colloquial for your character, and you got to make it seem seamless in the scene.
And how was it working? Like, of course, when you have so many actors surrounded, in the movie. So how was that experience like? Because there are a lot of characters. And
So
actors.
it's like a child going to a candy store. It's literally like that. It's like Vishalji and Love have given us a playground to go and have fun as kids, because I think for Aasmaan and me, just to have these kind of actors around, you know that the intent of every actor is to do the scene in the best way possible within being the character and honest to it. And it was just a blast. Of course, I learned. Of course, I will have great memories of sharing screen space with so many of my favorite actors. But it was just amazing to have a unit and a bunch of people who came in to collaborate and fulfill the director's vision without actually second guessing or trying to be one up or trying to make it about themselves. It was just good fun to be on a set where everybody was treated as equal and just playing characters.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.